Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Power Play, and we're joined, as always, by Chris Uminski. Chris, the season is nearly upon us. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Brian. The season is, like you said, it is upon us. I can smell it.
Yes, so before we got on, you said it is the 7th, it's a week away. What are the big storylines heading into this 2022-2023 NHL season?
So I guess a lot of the teams that have been sort of rebuilding and stacking their lineups, there's been a lot of talk about the Calgary Flames and all the work that they've been doing in the offseason. Same with the Florida Panthers. And there's a lot of excitement too around Bruce Cassidy going to Vegas. That was a really big story, and we talked about that.
Yeah.
Because Vegas was in rebuild mode over the off season because they had just had the worst season they've ever had.
Which, it's all relative. But yeah. All right, Chris, I always do this in the NFL preview, but who do you think is the NHL offseason champion? The people and team raising the offseason Stanley Cup. That doesn't count and isn't real, but who would you say?
For me, it's really close between the Calgary Flames and the Florida Panthers. They've both been making they both made a lot of moves. Florida wasn't really in a position to rebuild per se because they already have one of the best teams in the league as it was. But then Calgary though had a little more to prove. They made the playoffs, but they didn't go as far as maybe they should have. And the offseason moves that they made, sending Kachuk to the Panthers, and getting what they got for him, and getting Jonathan Huberdeau. Those additions are going to send the Flames far. I think they could be one of the better teams in Canada. If they're not the first team, they're second or third.
Right. Well, all right. So we talked a little bit about Bruce Cassidy leaving the Bruins. How do you think the Bruins did in this offseason, and what are you expecting out of them?
So, I mean, I'm very happy with how this offseason went mostly. I'm not happy with the coaching change. I don't think that there was a need to go as far as firing Cassidy. He's one of the best coaches in the league, and we lost him for nothing.
I just want to say, for the record, this channel is cursed. We cover the Bruins, the Celtics, the Dolphins, and the Saints, in depth, and the Red Sox. But those first four have all, if not fired their coach since I've been running this channel, suspended their coach. So, hey, Alex Cora, watch your back. That's all I'm saying. Apparently the kiss of death to be covered by Wicked Good Sports.
I'm not going to say my thoughts on Alex Cora, but...
Oh, man. But, yeah, so that's tough, obviously. We were shocked when it happened. Yeah. I think we're still pretty surprised that it did happen. But, hopefully they'll be able to move forward and at least compete, right?
Yeah, and the Bruins are well positioned to be able to do that. We're going to see how the new coach is. They had an okay preseason. There's still one more preseason game. We're recording this Friday, so it'll be tomorrow, Saturday. But bringing back Bergeron, bringing back David Krejci, those are two huge things that needed to happen that they got done. And the beginning of the season for the Bruins is going to be rough. We're not going to have Brad Marchand. We're not going to have Charlie McAvoy, who are just two so important pieces.
Yeah, that'll give us and the Real Sports Radio a lot to complain about to start the season off.
Yes, we will. But the general consensus is once they come back, and I keep saying it, top two lines going to be Brad Marchand, Patrice Bergeron, Jake DeBrusk on the top, and then the second line, David Pastrnak, Taylor Hall and David Krejci, and that's just lights out. They're gonna, for at least the second half of the season, if not a little before that, once everybody starts to come back, the Bruins are going to be a force this year.
All right, so you heard it here first. Bruins will be a force, and hopefully we'll get to cover them in the playoffs for longer this season than we did last season.
Not trying to leaf out this year.
Yes, not trying to leaf out. All right, what else? What else for this preview would you like to talk about?
So I guess just some of my predictions.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
I think the Avalanche are going to win the Western Conference again.
Okay, pretty safe, right?
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. Either them or the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to win the President's Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Montreal is going to be better than they were last year, but they're still not going to be great.
Okay.
And the Blackhawks are going to tank.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I think I was looking at odds to win. I think they had, if not the worst, the second worst odds with Vegas. So, and you know what? Serves them right, quite frankly.
The Blackhawks, absolutely.
Yeah. They gotta be down for a while before we can welcome them back into the good graces of the NHL.
Especially something that people have been talking about too is Patrick Kane is probably going to get traded, which is a big deal. But the question is, are teams going to want him, and where does he want to go?
Right. So we'll see there.
Yeah.
Any other predictions? MVP? Who you got?
MVP? Oof. I think it's probably going to be either Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby.
Makes sense.
It's usually one of them.
And then by the end of the season, where do you think Ovechkin will be on the all-time list?
Alex Ovechkin will be number 2.
Number 2.
He will be at least number 2 by the end of this year.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet. I think that's a good.
I think he's 20-ish goals behind Gordie Howe right now.
So that'll be exciting to watch. Anything else we should keep our eye on for this season?
There's that. I'm going to be paying attention to how the Bruins do.
Of course.
I'm going to be paying attention to the Arizona arena situation because they say they've got to figure it out, but they don't.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I think it's a good opportunity to get young, college kids in there and fill out the stadium, right? You'd think.
Yeah, you'd think so, and a 5,000 seat stadium in theory should be easy to fill, but we'll see.
Arizona State has a huge campus, right? I figured it does.
Yeah, they do. It's a giant school.
Yeah, so come on, they could get
with a great sports culture there too. So
yeah, and it's a some people say it's a party school. Who knows? I've never been there, but I know a lot of people go there from all around the country, so they should have good interest when visiting teams come to play.
Yes. I imagine, a lot of the kids from the places that teams are from will go to those games.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. Just a wild story for a professional team to be in this situation. All right. Anything else, Chris?
Nope. I guess just the last thing is hoping that all of the American and Canadian players got out of Russia.
Yes. Yeah. So obviously we don't talk too much about real world politics here, but it's trying times to say the very least over there. And we hope that everyone who wants to get out of there can get out of there. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. I mean, not a good situation for a lot of people who don't want to go fight in a war, let alone be potentially stuck over there as not a Russian citizen. Right. No good. That was a bummer ending. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got videos on this channel almost every single day. Chris, do you want to plug anything before we get on out of here?
Yep. So my main Twitter is at Chris_Uminski, and I'm always tweeting the best hockey content out there. Now that the season's starting, that's gonna ramp up, and I'm gonna say it: Zdeno Chara should have retired a Whaler.
Oh, all right. All right. So you can follow Whalers Revival.
At Whalers Revival for all of the exploits for the Revolution.
Revolution. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheFakeBMar. This BMA. Our channel is on Twitter at WickedGoodSport and WG Everything. Instagram Wicked Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Everything. And on TikTok, search Wicked Sports. Search Wicked Everything. Also check out our blog, WickedEverythingSports.com. Chris, thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
I'll see you all in the next one.